everyone, it's John from Wot Up, and welcome back to another video. Now, we have a Wheel of Time news roundup for you today, and basically what that is when there's a bunch of little bits of Wheel of Time news that don't quite fit into their own video, I'll kind of cram them all together into one video and talk about them that way. Now, if you are new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button and the notification bell. I usually put out 1 to 2 videos per week, and they're all Wheel of Time on Prime centric. So I'll cover anything and everything to do with Amazon Prime's production of the Wheel of Time that's currently filming in Prague. Yes, I did say currently filming. They're filming right now. And that includes set pictures, photos, castings, rumors, leaks, you name it. And I usually get 1 or 2 exclusives here and there as well. And speaking of that, I do have an exclusive for you coming up the next couple days, so make sure you click that notification bell and watch for that. All right, with all that being said, spoiler warning, in this video I will be talking about certain elements from Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time series. So if you've not read at least the first 2 books of The Wheel of Time, that is The Eye of the World and The Great Hunt, be forewarned, I may ruin minor character arcs and plot points from both those books for you. All right, with that being said, let's get on to the video. All right, so we're going to talk about Season 2 production, costume designers, the cast and crew in Prague. We're going to talk about some social media posts. We're talking about a lot of different stuff today, but we're going to start with this Deadline article. Now, this article was broken by Deadline not too long ago, and it basically says that Season 2 of The Wheel of Time will film directly after Season 1 finishes. Now, I know some of you who don't follow the news very closely or may have stumbled across my channel for the first time are asking yourselves, they've yet to finish filming Season 1. It's been a couple of years. Well, yeah, they had some difficulties. There was some stuff going on in the world that kind of, stopped certain things. But they did have a production shutdown last March. They picked up last fall and they filmed a few things here and there, but they shut down again until the 1st of April. Now, after April 1st, they got back together and they're filming basically the last things they needed for episodes 7 and 8, and that's the last 2 episodes of the season. Now, these things included pickups, reshoots, anything else they had to do, but they had a lot of outside shots from last spring that they never completed. Now, these shots needed to have the weather and the landscapes match, which is sort of the reason why they picked back up in April. At least that's according to one of my sources, and that does make complete sense to me. So, when they're finished this, it should be around the end of May, and Deadline is reporting that they'll roll right into filming Season 2, which is really very exciting news and makes a whole lot of sense because the cast is already there, the crew's already there, everything is all set up, they're all ready to go. Why take a few weeks break and then start back up in Season 2 or even a few months break? If they can go right into it, then we may be able to see not too big of a break in between Seasons 1 and 2 when they actually do air it. Now, rumors state, and my sources have told me, that we're probably going to see Season 1 sometime this fall, November-ish time frame, although that is very fluid and can change. So that means we'll probably get The Wheel of Time before Christmas, which would be very, very cool. But we shouldn't have too long of a wait before Season 2 and Season 1 ends, at least not a prolonged wait anyway, because they should have already filmed at least most of Season 2 before Season 1 even airs. So that's really heartening to hear. Now, in addition to this, we're going to talk costume designers. Now, Sharon Gillam is a famed costume designer. She is absolutely amazing, and she's responsible for a lot of very iconic costumes in the film industry. You may know her from a couple of different films. We'll go back to the beginning of her career, Snatch. She worked on that film. The Nun most recently. And she's responsible for some of the most iconic costumes you've seen in those films. And she's really, really very good at work. Now, Wotseries.com has reported, and again, if you don't know who Wotseries is, the link to their article is down below in the description box. Click that link, go to their page, bookmark it, and follow them because they come out with a lot of really cool Wheel of Time content and a lot of really great exclusives. I mean, like, go there, read the news, and then come back here and listen to me talk about it, essentially is what I'm asking you to do. All right, so Sharon Gillam, they found out that she was joining Season 2 as a costume designer. Now, what does this mean for Isis, who is a costume designer for Season 1? I'm not entirely sure, but we do know that Sharon is joining them for Season 2, which is really very exciting because she's really a very awesome costume designer, and she's done some really great work. But this all kind of led to something else, because Sharon recently gave an interview about a project she's working on. Now, in this interview, she was asked a couple of different questions, and one of the questions had to do with her work in Prague. And this question was, do you now work all the time in Prague? And the answer was yes, mostly. The project has its main production headquarters in Prague, although we're shooting in other countries as well. Now, this can be none other than Wheel of Time. We've seen from her CV that she's part of Wheel of Time. Wotseries.com did a bunch of digging, found out she's part of Wheel of Time. And she's saying the main production headquarters is in Prague, which it is. We do know that Jordan Studios is there, and they do have a backlot with a massive set that we saw a couple of videos ago, and I showed you some pictures of that set, which is Tar Valon, according to one of my sources. Really, really neat stuff. But something else she mentioned there is that they're filming in other countries as well. Now, we've known that. They filmed in other countries for season 1, and we knew those locations and what they were doing there. But this is a little different because this is for season 2, so that's what she's going to be working on. Now, this says, if the headquarters were New York, for example, would you stay there for half a year now? And she goes, yes, that's right. If you're working on a certain film project, you are completely available. Of course, when the producers tell you on Tuesday that you're going for a tour of locations in Morocco on Saturday, you are going to Morocco. Even if you originally wanted to go on a trip to your aunt in I can't pronounce that location, I'm sorry. I'm the king of mispronouncing things. So what she's getting at there is, if they go to Morocco, she's got to go and scout locations and see the lay of the land and whatnot, and get some inspiration for different costumes and things there, or be on set while they're filming there. Now, is this a big hint that we're probably going to see some filming for season 2 in Morocco? Now, I would say probably, because we do visit a couple of different locations in season 2, book 2, The Great Hunt. And I would assume, because season 1 is mostly centered around the Eye of the World with some expanded storylines, a little bit of New Spring, maybe the beginning of the Great Hunt, we're probably going to see the bulk of season 2 being the Great Hunt. Now, in the Great Hunt, we've seen a couple of different really cool locations, Falmey being one of them. Now, Falmey, at least in my mind, when I read the books, had a very Moroccan vibe, which makes me pretty excited because maybe, just maybe, they'll end season 2 in a cliffhanger with the big battle at Falmey, which I would really love to see. Now, that's all rumor and speculation at this point. We really have no idea if they're actually going to film in Morocco or not, but we're going to be keeping our eyes peeled for different filming locations, cast and crew in different areas, and try to find that out for you over the coming months as they start filming season 2. And I'm sure Wotseries.com will do the same. They're really, really good at that stuff. And again, the link to that original article they had is down in the description box. Go over there. Now, we're going to go on to some lighthearted stuff here. Now, this is some other stuff. We've seen a few things on social media lately. Now, if you don't follow the cast on social media, you're probably not going to see this stuff, but they post a lot of things on Instagram. Now, they were very quiet for quite some time. And we believe that Sony and Amazon were telling them not to post a whole lot, basically because they were posting some things, they were interacting with the fans a bit, and then it just kind of stopped. Now, no one really knew the reasons why, but we're all assuming that Sony and Amazon kind of was like, maybe you shouldn't for a bit. But that all kind of stopped recently, and they've all started posting a whole lot of things, a lot of it being interacting with the fans and stuff. Now, this picture was posted by Madeline Madden, who's playing Egwene, and she's basically riding on Yosha Stradowski's back, and he's playing Randall Thor, and she says Randall Thor piggybacks is the best way to get around the two rivers. So she's making complete reference to the series and the books, which is really very neat. Now, there were a couple other photos posted, and it was the four of them together here. We have Zoe Robbins, who's playing Nynaeve. We have Marcus Rutherford, who's playing Perrin. We have Yosha Stradowski, who's playing Rand. And, of course, we have Madeline Madden playing Egwene, all kind of standing together in very, at least in my mind, 90s garb. That's what it looks like. It looks like a picture straight out of my high school. Actually, it kind of looks like they're all in Degrassi Junior High, really. But really very cool. They're posting together. So we know that the four of them at least are back in Prague. We know that Rosamund Pike and Daniel Henney are both in Prague as well, because they recently posted some stuff to Instagram showcasing a few pictures here and there, and a video of her and her whole Golden Globe just before the Land teaser came out, which was really very neat. And it's really cool to see these four together. Now, if you look at these, you're getting an idea of what the characters are going to look like. Now, we've seen Rand in costume, we've seen Perrin in costume, we've seen Nynaeve in costume, we've seen Madeline Madden in costume from leaked set pictures. We've not seen really any of them in costume officially just yet, but from what I've seen from the leaked set pictures, and I've covered them here on the channel, and they've been all over the place in other places as well, they really do look the part, and the characters look really good. But if you're looking at them here, Perrin is just an absolute beast of a man. I mean, he's giant. He is, in fact, taller than Rand, which is not the case in the books, of course. Rand is very tall because he's an Aiel, but you're getting an idea of what these people are going to look like in relation to each other. And, of course, you have all the movie set magic they're going to do, the camera tricks and stuff, to make them seem even more the part that they're playing. But I really do think the four of these people really embody the characters. I mean, in my mind, Marcus is Perrin. Like, I am super pumped to see him playing Perrin. Yosha, I couldn't pick a better Rand. There's a lot of really funny pictures of him out there as Rand. And, of course, Zoe and Madeline both seem really, really great fits for their characters, especially how they interact with each other, which is really very neat. Now, I really like seeing that. So, and we got one more picture of them here, and it's basically them just kind of joking around. They get Yosh up, and they're kind of like carting around here, taking some pictures. It's really neat to see. You got to remember, they're all young, and they're having a good time with the show, having a good time with each other, which bodes well. If they get along off set, of course, the chemistry and how they're going to interact on set is going to be much better as well. So it's really neat to see. So again, if you don't follow the cast on Instagram, it's not hard to find them. Pop over to my Instagram. Again, the link to my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Twitter is down below in the description box. Follow me on 3 platforms for all kinds of different Wheel of Time stuff. And from there, you can find most of the cast and crew, because I follow a lot of them there. Again, before we leave, there's a couple other things I want to bring up. I did mention at the beginning of the video an exclusive. I do have an exclusive for you folks. It's coming out, I'm going to say in the next few days. I'm not going to say exactly when because I do have to work on it a bit, but it is really, really very neat and has a lot to do with set locations and sets and stuff, and it's really very cool. So I'm really excited about that one. No one else has this yet, so we're going to talk about that in a bit. And I started a TikTok. I'm a little old, so if you want to follow me over on TikTok, again, it's down below in the description box. I do Wheel of Time questions and answers, so if you have any questions you want to ask about the series, about the production, about anything else, anything Wheel of Time related or Amazon Prime Wheel of Time related, ask me here on the channel. Leave me questions in the comments down below, and I'll answer them over in TikTok, or go over and use the Q&A feature on TikTok and ask me some questions there, and I'll answer them there. I've got probably a couple dozen questions and answers already. Keep them coming. I really do enjoy them. It's a lot of fun. All right, so I want to thank you all very much for sticking with me here to the very end, and here's to many more.